girls, welcome to the first episode of Freaking Fred, a Patreon live show exclusive event hosted by Jackson Claude, modeled after the award-winning show Breaking Bread. This is Freaking Fred. Hey Claude, how are you?
I am good. I was just saying to you right before we started, I'm having flashbacks to Breaking Bad, but it's so nice to be able to see my face. Like Breaking Bad was just audio, but we've elevated here on Patreon. We've got audio, we've got video, we've got Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, excuse me. Uh, I'm I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it so far. 5 minutes in, 2 minutes in.
Also, a little behind the scenes tea about Breaking Bread. That's what you can expect on this show, just us spilling tea. But a little tea was out. Claudia and I used to FaceTime while we recorded because we're so not used to just like audio only, truly. So we got to see each other and we were already doing like the video component. So now you guys get to be a part of the whole magic.
And it really is so exciting. It's bringing me back to our YouTube live days when our show used to be live on YouTube. The live chat was like so poppin'. And Jackie and I both have our computers here. We're reading all the comments. So many people coming in from Alabama, New Orleans. Like we are national. Washington State, Mississippi, Nashville, California, Texas, New Hampshire. We've
All
got 1,000
over
people here.
the country, so many different time zones, which means probably a lot of you are tuning in from work. We love that for you. Hopefully you got that split screen situation happening and you're ready to get down with us and frake some Fred. It's time. Nobody has froken Fred in a while and your girls are here to do it in a very special way. Like I love a live show. We used to do this every single day, so it's crazy that like this is a big deal now.
Yeah.
But it's so special, like to see the chat even popping off before we started and everyone being like, who's from Austin? Where Miami Toasters? It's really, really exciting to get the community together.
So this is our first live show. So if you're in the comments and something's not working or someone's frozen, like just let us know. I do believe we look kind of stunning. Like I'm looking at the stream. I love podcasting from home. Not all of us are blessed enough to have a podcast studio in our home. So I wish I was like had my green leaves behind me, but I'm so glad to be home. Theo's snoozing behind me. I'm feeling empowered and ready to break some Fred.
I'm feeling empowered too. So the segments for Freaking Fred are so fun, very pop culture, very toast oriented. We're going to be going through like pretty much the last week, but just the last 2 days of shows that we've done and talking about some of the subjects that we discussed because the fun thing about Freaking Fred is that we get to get your guys' opinions too on the things that we talk about. You know, I love talking to McClurd. I love it so much.
I love talking to Laturd.
I'm excited to hear what other people think too.
Yeah, no, it's so exciting to have the live chat back. I kind of did miss Breaking Bread. And so for those who maybe never listened to Breaking Bread or are new here, let's tell them a little bit about our segments because everyone's going to be able to get involved, which is really fun. If you're watching live, if you're watching this after the fact, sorry, you will be able to see the live chat, but you won't be able to see like and engage in it live.
Right. So they are very much contingent on audience participation, especially the first segment, which is called Yikes or Likes. So we are going to mention some of the biggest pop culture moments and stories from this week and just like hot button debates that we've had on the toast. And we are going to get your guys' opinion. So if it is a likes and this is something that you are here for, we want you to drop a thumbs up emoji in the chat just to let us know that it's a likes for you. And if it's a yikes, then we want you to do the like looking eye emoji. But also, I think we did this on Breaking Bread, like drop any emoji that connotes yikes for you.
That speaks to you.
What emoji to you is giving yikes? Drop that one.
For me, it's this one.
Oh, for me, it's the one. For me, it's the one that's like,
oh yeah, that guy with the crazy mouth. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, that's my yikes. So
Also,
whatever yikes is to you, we're going to drop the topic. Claudia and I are going to discuss it. And in the meantime, we want to see what you guys are thinking. And that might like change some hearts and minds around here.
Also, not to make everything about me, but I got a manicure and I love that we're doing video and like, it's not like there's an audio element of this too. Like we can't talk about things that like, I got a manicure and isn't it like so mature?
Yeah, it's a beautiful color, but it's just kind of rude that you would like rub that in when you know that.
That's a trigger point for you. I'm sorry.
I can't really get one.
Okay, well, let me change the subject a little bit because I was like taking pictures of my nails to post on Instagram. And that's something I really am not comfortable doing because I have the ugliest, fattest fingers and sometimes they're a little hairy. But one of like the new things I was talking the other day on the toast about how ever since I've lost some weight, like I can cross my legs again. I have like skinny fingers. Like this is like kind of a vibe. Like I'm giving hand model. I'm giving the Snatchler.
You actually do. Like you didn't have bad hands. Like they were just
like fat. I was just fat.
Yeah, but it went to your hands.
Right, but, like, I'm giving elegance, it's giving Grace Kelly, like,
Grace Kelly.
I'm constantly emitting Grace Kelly vibes.
You are. So let's continue to introduce the segments and then we're going to jump
Oh,
in.
sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot.
because we're on a time crunch here. It's a live show. Second segment is called the Sixth Story Award, where Claudia and I will each share a story that did not make it into the Fast Five, but that we want to talk about that, like, we either hoped would have made it or it just wasn't big enough, but like we do have like a weird personal interest in the matter or just something that like struck us. So that's the Sixth Story Award. Each Claudia and I will nominate a story for that award.
And can I say, I did so much research on my Six Story Award. Like, I read this long ass BuzzFeed article, and I feel really ready to talk about it.
Can I say, Claudia, I should just like wait till it's the segment. But your sixth story, I literally was going to choose as a story for the toast.
Uh huh.
I read the whole ass article with all the revelations, and then I'll explain why I didn't choose it. But knowing that you're so invested, like I probably should have, but I'll explain why I didn't.
But I'm not invested so much in the story. I'm invested in like the backlash. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, which is why I didn't choose it because I
Yeah.
didn't want to like give it legs.
Yeah.
Then our next segment is going to be Peak and Pit, where Claudia and I each share the peak and pit of our week. What's good, what's bad, what was our highlight, our low light. And then we'll be able to play a few games if we have more time. I feel like we won't because we have so many yikes or likes to get through. And then my favorite segment of the show is where you guys, after the episode is said and done, we've said all of our jokes and all of our thoughts, you guys drop suggestions in the comments for what we should name this episode.
Yeah, because we're constantly saying like dumb, crazy shit, and we can never remember what we say. And like sometimes it makes for a really good title. That's something we definitely struggle with for the toast. Like when the show is over, we've given so much of our creative juice to the show that when Jackie and I get on FaceTime to like upload the episode, we can never think of a title for the show. It's actually one of the harder parts of our job. Like,
right. But then, like with you guys all here, you guys also make us realize some of the things that we said that were so funny that we didn't even realize were so funny. And it makes it really easy to title the episode. So that's my favorite part. We're going to do that at the end of the show. Are we ready?
we are. I'm having a hard time between like looking at you and just nonstop reading the chat. The chat is everything.
I know. I feel like every few minutes we should pause.
Yeah.
Just like make sure we're caught up on the chat, make sure we didn't miss anything, and then resume.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into yikes or likes. The first topic being kind of like the big thing everyone's talking about this week, me getting a Tesla. Yikes or likes?
I just want to say, I feel as though I've been unjustly slandered when it comes to the Tesla. I am extremely supportive of the Tesla. Don't get it twisted. I'm just also I'm a responsible girl. Like, you're spending money on a car, it's your first big investment. Like, I'm just trying to think of everything. I'm not being negative. I'm very supportive of you not admitting.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I feel like you are. I just feel the charging station in my house is just throwing you through a loop. But other than that, I feel like you're excited.
So everyone is pretty much liking it, which is nice. We've got thumbs up, we've got hearts, we've got heart eyes, a few yikes, but I just think that's people's personal vendetta against the environment and Elon specifically. So I don't feel like that's
Elon.
really anything.
Yeah.
that we need
Also,
to care
there's this
about.
like new trend that people think that they should not even trend, like this thing that people think that they should be doing where they're tagging me in every post where Tesla got into a car accident.
That's fucking annoying because
That's going to be a problem.
every car gets into an accident. Like, I don't think that's fair.
No, not at all.
No, that's not fair. And that's just like making you paranoid. Please stop doing that, guys. Like,
No,
that's not cool.
it's wrong. So I know that there are like some things about Tesla that you just have to like look out for. I don't think I'm going to be a big self driver. I am looking forward to self park though. That is something I need.
I see people on TikTok all the time. Like, you can plug in a thumb drive into your Tesla and upload original audio for your horn so that when you push it, like anything can come out. And I think that your horn should be good morning, millennials.
That's insane.
Or like we could make it, it should be Bruno's bark. Row, 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 row.
Rah, 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 rah. Rah, 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 rah.
Guys, comment what soundbite Jackie should use for her horn. Like, that's one of the really cool things about Tesla that you can customize.
Okay, I would never do that, but I think it should be snitch on the toast, but I'm bum. Snitch on the toast, ooh, snitch on the toast, but I'm bum.
But no, because we need to make it about us, not Margo.
But the toast is us.
Yeah. Somebody suggested, thank you to, a lot of people are suggesting the crunch.
Yeah, but that's just confusing. No, I'm not fucking with my beep. No offense. Unless I want to make it like something like super cute, like what a punch buggy sounds like beep, beep.
You can also watch Netflix on there, which I feel like is kind of like dumb.
Yeah, I'm not getting the car to watch Netflix. I barely watch it on my new sickening huge TV. I still haven't turned it on. It's like too big.
What if your beep was fuck around and find out? Because that's really what a beep signalizes, anyways.
Yes, but then they would take one look at the driver and they'd be like, "Sure." Also, there is a big road rage problem in this state
Oh,
where
we
people
know.
will just like shoot each other over road
No,
rage.
people in Florida, when it comes to road rage, are like whipping out knives, weapons, guns. Like, it's not fucking cool. People in Florida are genuinely not okay. You
Mhm.
actually really need to be careful. Whenever I drive your car, and you live in like a suburban neighborhood, but like I'm very aware of like the stories I've read where like, road rage incident leads to quadruple homicide. It's not normal.
No. So, I just like don't want to be aggressive in any way.
It's fair.
I just want like everyone to know like I come in peace. I'm just trying to like get to the store to get cottage cheese. Like leave me alone.
Yeah, no, I read it actually in page 6 that you went to the grocery store today in your new car and you picked up cottage cheese.
Yeah, no, I did. I've been eating a lot of cottage cheese. This is the thing about me and cottage cheese. I didn't want to say it on my story because I knew I would sound really wasteful, but I could say it on the Patreon. When I buy cottage cheese, which I try to buy every time I go to the store, which isn't that often, but when I do a grocery shop, I buy a cottage cheese and either it never gets the plastic taken off, sits in there until it expires, or I finish it so quickly and I don't have enough and I have to go get another one.
Yeah, because like you like enter cottage cheese era where it's like
Yeah,
every day for a week you hyper fixate on the meal with cottage cheese, and then like the idea of it makes you want to
it's
die.
disgusting. Get this out of my fridge. I'm not eating that.
100%. And what's so weird about me is I'm such a picky eater. I actually do like cottage cheese. Weirdly, I wouldn't really eat it by itself. Like I
I've
would, but
never eaten it by itself. I'm not
no.
brave like that.
But like a hot bowl of noodles, egg noodles, or just regular spaghetti pasta with cold cottage cheese is so something I like, which I think people would quake over. It's so delicious. I do believe it's like an Eastern European Jewish dish.
It is. I actually made egg noodles the other day, which is why I ran out of cottage cheese because I was eating like a little bit of egg noodles the last few days with cottage cheese and then I had no more. So today I went and got two and let me tell you how since I no longer have egg noodles, like they're just going to sit there and die.
I also weirdly will have a little cottage cheese on scrambled eggs, which I know is disgusting. Like it's just something I
That's
weirdly
crazy
like.
for you. That's like you're a legit dieter.
You know what's such an underrated, speaking of cottage cheese, you know what cottage cheese always reminds me of?
Hmm.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
The Paris Hilton thing,
No, what other food it reminds me of?
cantaloupe.
No, farmer cheese. I
Farmer
saw Remy
cheese.
Bader eating a bagel with farmer cheese on her stories a few days ago, and it threw me back in time. I feel like as kids, we used to have, instead of cream cheese on our bagels, farmer cheese. And to me, it's a spread. It's not like a cheese. It's low key so good. It's like fluffy and lighter than air.
It's a little freaky to
Really?
me. Yeah, like I don't think I would eat it in my adult life.
I think the next time I come to visit, you should get it because, like, I could see myself having that, on a bagel in the morning.
I would love to have that for you.
I just want to shout out Shannon, who said eggs and cottage cheese is bomb. I'm not the only person who eats it, and I know it's weird, but like,
Yeah, no, that's a thing. It's just like a very
oh,
healthy thing.
a lot of people also are saying they don't know what farmer cheese is. What is it?
It's a thick, spreadable cheese that
But it's not a cheese. It's like cream cheese. Would you say
it
cream cheese
it's
is
a
cheese?
combination between cream cheese and farmer's cheese. Cream cheese and cottage cheese.
Yes, that's actually a perfect description, Jackie.
Yeah.
It's so
Farmer it's
good.
called farmer's cheese. Plural farmers. Many made it.
Oh, it's a possessive farmer's cheese.
Yeah, they're very possessive over their cheese.
It's really good. So all that to say, everyone's liking your Tesla, and I think that's great.
Thank you. I'm really excited to get it. I wonder how long it's going to take. In the meantime, I have this sickening Chevrolet
We'll talk about that later on in the show.
Cadillac. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not a
okay, cool.
Chevrolet. It's not a Chevrolet.
It has nothing to do with the Chevrolet.
No.
Huh. Those are two things being very similar.
Chevrolet and Cadillac, like Chevrolet, they're both American car brands that begin with a C. But
I
other
feel
than
like
that,
Chevrolet makes the Cadillac.
they might both be owned by General Motors because I feel like General Motors like owns all the American car companies. But no, I don't think there's any other crossover besides that.
Okay. Cool, cool. Let's get into our next subject, which is us being now a football show. Is it a yikes or is it a likes? Like, do you guys love us being sportscasters or no, you don't like great things?
Because I'm personally like very much here for it. I love this new era I'm in, I was actually thinking today, like, I wish there was some football on. I loved getting involved, you know?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to think, though.
No, I know because I actually had such a good time on Monday night watching that game with Ben. I felt like we were really connecting. Either like we're watching something that Ben wants to watch and I'm like complaining and scrolling TikTok, or we're watching something that I want to watch and Ben is like totally disassociated.
The reviews are mixed, which is totally fine. People
That's
say
fine.
like our takes are not like I've seen some comments being like, "You guys have the worst sports takes," and it's like I feel like we're not saying anything that's not obvious and true. Like, what are our takes? The take was like that the 49ers won the game, but like for a second it was scary that they wouldn't. Like,
No, I mean, I did get like
I feel like we don't have a take. Like we're just like recapping the game.
I did like get dragged to filth for my assertion that they should film behind the
Okay,
quarterback.
that's a bad take. Yeah.
But that was just my
Okay.
artistic expression.
Yes, and I did disagree with you. So if you didn't like her take, like you were represented by me. So
Yeah.
what's the issue?
No, I have no idea.
I just feel like we don't really offer takes. We're just like commentating.
Honestly, the reviews here are mixed. It's not overwhelmingly likes or yikes. I think if you're into
Yeah.
football, you're like, oh great, my favorite girlies are finally talking about football. If you have no interest in football, like you don't care, and that's fair.
But I feel like the what's so great about us is like our football recaps like are really accessible to people who have no interest because we really dumb it down.
You know, we start like very low,
Yeah,
like
and like you guys
entry
know the
level,
big star. You know Tom Brady.
of course. And then
We're
there's
not talking
always
about like some obscure bench rider.
the thing I like about sports is there is always a celebrity connection. Like in the particular instance, most recently it was Tom Brady and Giselle, but there's always just like celebrity connections, celebrities at games, celebrities who date players. Like there's a lot to unpack there. And weirdly, as a pop culture show, I find that sports is actually not that far off on our like list of content, you
No,
know?
it's in under entertainment category. Sports is
Yeah.
entertainment. Someone said they didn't like my take on Tom Brady and like why he might just be like playing for the love of the ball. But I said
That was
that
a
was
bad
like
take.
no, that was like my theory, and then you disagreed again. Like it's not like we're just running away with these crazy ideas and no one's like bring. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when we
Yeah.
disagree, then like everybody should feel good.
You know, and the show is always more interesting when you and I are at odds. It doesn't happen like a lot, but it's nice to have a healthy debate, you know, civil discourse. Everyone remember
Yeah,
what that is?
yeah. Except like I know you hate arguing with me, and I hate arguing with you.
Bitch, I fucking hate arguing with you because you want to know why you're really smart and sometimes manipulative, like, but not in a negative way. Just like in a, you would be great on the debate team.
I missed my calling.
Okay, so everyone was blowing up the comments like, "Oh my god, is Olivia okay? Is Olivia okay? Look at Olivia's story." And I got like kind of worried, and then I thought people were just playing a prank on us. So I texted Olivia. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes, I'm fine. I scratched my eye, so I'm wearing an eye patch." Literally, long live the drama. Olivia, one thing about Olivia is like she's gonna be dramatic, and that's why I love her.
That's really crazy that that happened.
I was like, oh my, because you know, sometimes when I used to do like TikTok lives and Instagram lives, I don't really do them so much anymore. People will be like, Claudia, who's behind you? And there's no one fucking behind me, and they're trying to scare me. So I thought, I'm like, this is a safe space. Like we're private right now, so there's no trolls.
Yeah,
So I thought that
that's
what is, and then I just got worried. I'm like, Olivia, are you okay?
that's kind of like crazy for her to put an eye patch on when she knows we're doing a live show.
It's so disgusting and inconsiderate. Like we have to have a talking to with her.
She actually FaceTimed me right before we went live, but because we were going live, like I couldn't call her back, and maybe she
She
was
was
like
probably showing me the
trying to
eye
warn
patch.
me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that's really what I love about Olivia. I feel like we told that story recently, like 500 packs of gum. Like
200 packs of gum. Yeah.
the thing about Olivia is she's gonna overreact and like
No,
dramatize, and it's everything.
since you guys are patrons, you saw the driving vlog
Yes.
that I put together of all of my driving, times. And there's a scene with me and Olivia where we're both trying to like retell a story about something that happened in the middle of the road, and like Claudia texted me when I made her watch it. She was like, "This is classic Olivia."
200
Like
packs of gum.
just being like exact. There's a million things going on in the street. There was barely one,
Yeah.
barely. So
Barely.
it's just so funny. And now the eye patch is next.
No, and now people are commenting in the live chat, Claudia, who's behind you?
And I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing because she literally wouldn't let me speak. Like
That
it
was a great video.
It was so funny. Good times.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our next topic of discussion?
Yes.
Likes or yikes? Prince Harry's memoir spare. Like
I'm actually curious, like what
I kind of want to like sit back. I want to
yeah.
be silent. Like we've said our piece. Are you here for Prince Harry sharing his truth in his memoir, likes, or is it a big ol' yikes that he's airing all this dirty laundry?
Okay, it's yikes so far.
Yeah.
Clown emojis, eye rolling emojis, vomit emojis, green sick emojis, no, the big stop red circle emoji, vomit. Okay, because sometimes, that's like the one topic I feel like we get a lot of negative comments on, and that's, you disagree. I love that for you. This is an amazing country where you can do that. Um, but I'm like, are we like totally off? And I'm just saying my truth. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine. Like, this is just my experience. That's my opinion. And I'm always curious, like, if that's just like people commenting, or is that like what people think?
Yeah, kind of just, well, first of all, like, maybe it would make you, like, reflect and be like, "Oh my god, am I totally missing something?" If, like, everybody thinks something other than you, but, like, we put pretty
Right.
much, like, time and energy into our thoughts, like, we really consume as much as we can without reading his whole ass book, like, we watch
Hmm.
the whole Netflix thing, like, we watch the Oprah thing, like, we've been following, like, this saga, so we're allowed to have an opinion on it,
Yeah.
and, yeah, I just think that the people who are very much against Prince Harry, like, aside from being able to put an emoji in a chat, like, they don't want to engage with the people who are very much for him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
He
those
kind
people
of.
have kind of, like, gone off the deep end.
No, by the way, Harry has like a kind of toxic fan base.
Yeah.
It's giving like teenage, like One Direction back in the day. Like, it's giving like toxic.
Yeah, it is. And so I think that the people who are anti all this family drama don't wanna engage with the people who are toxic fans.
Okay, I'm like so relieved to see people in the chat like agreeing with us, because that's like part of the reason why I didn't want to talk about it is, one, I was getting like royal fatigue when I chined the Harry book, but also like I'm just not in the mood for people to like yell at me. Like, I feel like every
I
time we
know.
talk about them, like the comments like, you guys are dumb. Like, chill, bitch. It's not that serious. So I was just kind of like not in the mood to like get people all riled up, and also I was fatigued.
Yeah, but sometimes that's about being scrupled. Like, it's not fun to, have everyone be like, "You're dumb and you're stupid and you're mean and you guys
Yeah.
don't know what Harry's been through."
Oh,
Like, it's
you
not
do?
fun. Like, it would be so much easier to, like, lick their asshole, and then, like, again, the people who are against Prince Harry wouldn't say anything because, like, they're going on with their lives, and the people who are for him would be like, "This is so beautiful." Like, yeah, that would be nice to read, but, like, that's just not scrupled.
No, that's so true.
It's all on having scruples.
So it's just me like explaining my break. Like, I was over it, but I also was just not in the mood. I was like traveling in LA. I'm like, I don't want to hear from these trolls. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to get in the mood, like, for the sake of the content.
Yeah, no, also there are just some hills like I'm willing to die on. And this Harry one is not one of them. Like, I don't care that much. These are people I don't fucking know. Like, it's so important to remember. Like, we don't know these people.
I understand that.
Like,
I
you
do.
understand, like sometimes it's a cause worth taking up, and sometimes it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I get it.
You look
I
so
think
pretty
that
right now.
I feel like I feel pretty, like, looking at myself on the stream, but, like, in the
No, no,
computer
yes, Jackie.
the
So
computer, I'm like a greasy, pale alien.
okay, Jackie. So I'm looking at my phone, which is where the live is being streamed. You're looking at your phone, which is where the live being streamed. Giselle.
Yeah, you look gorgeous.
I look amazing. And every time I like look to my left to check the chat on my computer, I see the stream. Busted beast. We should call
Yeah,
this Breaking Beast.
breaking beast. No, I don't think we have the title yet, honestly, we need to be funnier.
I think we're being hilarious,
I
but
think
okay.
I'm having a great time, and I feel like this is really productive and conversational. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
And
also
nuanced.
the fact that we're using our headphones as microphones, I can lean back. I'm not hovered over my microphone that sits on my desk, so my
That's
posture
true.
is great. I look relaxed.
You do, but your posture is a little, like, too good.
What do you mean?
Like, you just look so ramrod.
What the fuck does that mean?
Ramrod straight.
Oh, good. I'm really working on my posture. My boobs are really becoming a huge problem for me. It's a daily occurrence now, back pain. So I'm working on my posture. I've actually been thinking of like getting a dumbbell and like just doing some back. Like, I need to strengthen my back. Like, I don't think I'm gonna end up getting the breast reduction until after I have kids, and I can't keep living like this. And I was doing Google research, and they're like, your back is weak. Like, you can train your back to carry your breasts.
Your back is weak. I do agree with that. Take
So I
some
was,
calcium tablets too.
oh, that's actually a good idea. I was thinking of just like doing
You're
like putting.
definitely malnourished.
You think?
Yeah,
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
because, like, you don't eat that much, and what you do eat is, like, not full of nutrients.
Why? I have like so much chicken. I actually eat like a lot of protein every day. Like, I
Okay,
have protein
protein's
at least
good.
twice a day.
Protein's good, but you need, like, vitamins. You need
Yeah, I
some
should
fruit.
start taking a multivite.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a multi-bite.
If you guys have any recommendations for good, like, low impact back exercises, I never thought I would ask for that, but, like, my back really hurts.
Maybe you should work with the trainer.
No, that's, like, too
Even though
serious.
they like to throw your back out. That's, like, something they do.
You know, a million years ago, I was like, "Let me, go to the gym," and I signed up at Equinox, and they, like, scammed me when I was signing up into, like, buying a pack of personal training sessions.
Do you still
It
have
was
them?
No, it was 8 sessions for $1,200. It was actually a pretty good price. Um, and the first session I threw up. I had had a bowl of I'd had a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios right before, which was so dumb, and he made me get on the rowing machine, and oh my god, I was working so fucking hard on that stupid ass rowing machine, and then we were done with the rowing machine, and I stood up, and I'm like, "Sir, where's the bathroom? I'm gonna vomit." He was like, "Oh, right here." I threw up the Cheerios, and you wanna hear something weird? Like, the Cheerios, like, I literally didn't even chew them. They were, like, full circles still
You're
there.
like Theo and Bruno.
It's like when Theo throws up and his kibble is, like, not chewed at all. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. That's so Strice Brethren.
So sorry to go on a tangent. We can move on to the next yikes or likes.
Okay, great. Next one, Selena Gomez dating chain smoker Drew Taggart. Like, are we here for this relationship? Likes? Are we not believing it? These two make no sense. Yikes.
So I also do want to clarify why people were like, we didn't actually give a reason for why we like don't support this and don't believe it. And for me, like, I just don't think it's a good match. I feel like Selena's in her like mature era. She works on like really premium projects. You know, she was at the White House doing like education reform. She has her businesses. She's on this like premium show with Meryl Streep. She's in her elegant era. And I feel like the Chainsmokers are so successful. And maybe this is just the image they put forth. Maybe they're not like that in real life, but I feel like they're very fratty, very like debauchery, party vibes. And I just feel like that's not the same like level that Selena's on.
I agree. I feel like even if they want to be more serious in their personal lives, like they are performing at clubs every night and festivals, and that just like invites groupies. And that would be a really hard position for a girlfriend to be in. Even if he's like committed to you, like just worrying every night, like he's in Vegas, he's here, he's there. There's girls everywhere. And if the other one's single, then there's girls, like girls just like throw themselves at like people like the chain smokers, and I wouldn't want to be a chain smoker girlfriend because
No.
I would just be feeling like insecure all the time and like worried. And even if he's so loyal and true, like when you're getting like your door banged down by these hotties, like
Yeah.
so I just don't want that for Selena. Like I think she needs to enter a peaceful era with someone who could be by her side, even like live with her or live
Yeah.
where she lives. Like they're always on tour, and so their lifestyles don't make sense, and the
I
vibes that they put out don't align.
I will say though, like him dating Eve Jobs, she's like a serious elegant girly. Like maybe we don't know him. I'm just really like I'm just taking information from like his public image, which I guess is not fair. Um I feel like you have to be somewhat serious to date Steve Jobs' daughter.
Agreed, except we don't know her. Like who's to say she's serious just because her dad's Steve Jobs? Like we're just like assuming
That's
because
also
that's pretty
true.
cool, you know?
We're assessing based off of her public image.
Yeah, and just like the surface, like surface lyrics. Like she could be a clown, honestly.
You know who I feel like would be a good match for him, like, now that I'm thinking about it, even though I don't think the ages are right, but, like, Alex Earl. She's, like, the it girl of the moment right now, party girl, she's young, like, she's in that scene, she lives in Miami, she goes out, like, that she needs Alex Earl needs a celebrity relationship, and she did just break up with that guy, so
Yeah, but she's 18 and he's 33.
oh my god, not her being in college, I forgot. I don't think she's 18 because she said she's a senior, she told me she's a senior, so she must be 21.
Oh, I don't know why I saw she's 18.
Let me just Google
I
it, hold
literally
on.
have no idea why I thought that.
She is
Someone
22.
said he should date like Tana Mojo.
Yes, like, same vibe. Okay, Alex Earl is 22. That's still not, like, super age appropriate, but it's not
But I
terrible.
totally, yeah, I agree. And also someone who's like down to travel and party. Like that's not where Selena should be.
Yeah, so the vibe in the chat, most people are agreeing with us that it's not the right vibe. Like people just think it's not a good match. And again, I don't think it's like fully fair to like judge someone based off of like the brand they built because I know he's definitely a businessman. I know he's like a big partner in like a bunch of liquor and like he definitely has like a good thing going on and he might be really serious. He might be like a scholar behind the
Yeah.
scenes. But just based off of what I know, I don't think it's a match.
No, and just based off of his schedule. Like even if he has all the willpower in the world and like just doesn't, does his set and goes straight to sleep. Like there's a lot of temptation as a chain smoker.
It does kind of remind me of like Taylor Swift's Calvin Harris era.
Yeah, but she was in her party girl era.
Yeah, that's why it worked. It would never work now.
And I feel like just because that other one, there's two of them, I feel like they're kind of like bad influences on each other. Like with Calvin, it's like it's whatever Calvin wants to do. If Calvin has a girlfriend now, like we're not having an after party. But if the other one like wants to party and stuff, like then Drew has to be there.
So random, but did you see that Calvin Harris shared a picture of him and Ellie Goulding together in the studio? Like throwback.
No, how would I see that?
I don't know. Do you not follow Pop Crave on Twitter? That's how I see everything.
Oh, I guess I do, but I don't always get everything.
Pop Crave, Pop Crave keeps me young.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, you keep
So,
me young, so if you don't tell me about things.
so by the transitive property, Pop Crave keeps you young as well.
So true.
Are we
So
ready for our
true.
next yikes or likes?
Yes, we are. Next is the Sound of Music movie. Yikes or likes? Is this an amazing tale of a triumphant family rising from the ashes of World War II and a deceased mother? Or is this two separate movies that shouldn't have been put together? One about a wonderful teacher and the other about the Nazis.
Right. Like, are we yikesing the blending of music and joy with the Nazis? I don't know. I think it works.
I
I
think
think
it
it
works
works.
too. Someone was explaining that so Captain von Trapp was Austrian. He was a big captain in the Navy. And like when the Germans invaded Austria, which they didn't even have to invade because the Austrians were just cheering them down the street. It was just an annexation. It wasn't even a takeover, really. I think it's called Anschluss. Captain von Trapp would have had to have been part of the Nazi military that like joined with the
Mm,
Nazis. So he had to go unless he wanted to either be a Nazi or a political prisoner.
right. I understand.
But like then he falls in love with Maria, the
The nanny.
governess, which is really sweet, but like I don't know, he has 7 kids. Like I just kind of feel for his wife.
100%. He's a widower.
Yeah.
So why do you feel for his wife?
I
She's
don't
dead.
know. She's just like kind of been usurped.
Well, because she died.
I know, but like I just feel like he should stay single.
So what, he should never love again?
Yeah. Like yes, she gave him 7 kids. There's 7 people to love.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm gonna go on the record and say, like, if I die, Ben can never love again and must live a miserable, lonely existence thinking of me
Right.
constantly.
And imagine if you gave him 7 kids.
And I just want to say, I feel like people in Ben's life like would encourage him to move on and being like, it's what Claudia would have wanted. I want to let everyone know it's not what I would have wanted. Okay.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Yeah,
And
you
we have
better.
this now.
I don't want it.
She's a
I've gone.
nun?
I've gone on record.
Is Maria a nun?
Another song from The Sound of Music. Like I literally know the whole thing. Edelweiss, Edelweiss.
No, you just turned it to Annie.
You're right. Maybe.
No, it's Edelweiss, Edelweiss, strong and strice,
Strong and Strice.
Edelweiss, Jackson Claude really love you. Blossom of seen at all forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Dum, bum, ba, da, bum, ba, na.
I want to survey the group just because I'm curious. Are most of you guys watching this on your phone or computer? And like, how does it look? I'm curious because I see it on my phone and my computer, and it looks so good on the
I
phone.
hope that you're watching on your phone and that it looks like how it looks like for us.
Yeah, it looks so good on the phone. I'm just curious. No,
Yeah.
but I think on the phone, it's not going to look how we look
Why?
because I think it'll look like how it looks on the computer, but like horizontal. I'm just curious.
Yikes. No,
Most people,
yikes.
it's really mixed. It's like it's phone and computer.
Great. Are you ready for our next topic?
Yes, we're moving so slow.
I know, but this is always the longest segment and the others will be quick.
Yeah.
You guys, our next topic. Greta Thunberg taking on the coal miners. Likes, are we here for Greta doing what Greta needs to do? Or yikes, don't come for the coal miners. Know your place, Greta.
Or you can just write, who do you support in this disagreement? Greta or the coal miners? Just write Greta or CM.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to it's gonna be hard to understand what people are trying to say. Okay, they're telling us they're watching on their phone. Yikes and likes. Coal
miners,
Greta
coal
needs to go. Oh,
Greta needs to go.
I thought it was pro Greta.
Yeah, no, and by the way, a lot of
Yikes.
people agreed with my take that like her detention was giving like photo op press moment. Cause like when you see the photo, you're like, wow, what a moment. And then you see the videos from behind the scenes and you're like, these are paid actors.
Got it. Okay, so it's a little mix. I would say it's leaning heavily towards the coal miners. I do think that we have a coal miner appreciation audience.
And that's why we have the best audience this side of the Pacific.
This side of Appalachia, which I learned is called Appalachia,
Yeah, we said it
not
wrong.
Appalachia. Might be
Appalachia?
Appalachia.
Shaw,
That's
not
not wrong
cha.
either. Yeah, there's definitely a soft cha.
But then it's Appalachian or Appalachian?
Appalachian. Yeah.
The math isn't mathing.
Not for us phonetic girlies.
Appalachia. It's Appalachia.
Appalachia. Okay. I'll try and work that in.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Okay, so mixed reviews, Greta v. Cole. We'll see what happens next between these two. I would love to hear a coal miner speak out on the matter.
I would love to have a coal miner on the podcast. Like, I have so many questions for them. Like, the
Like,
thing is,
I
we
want,
talk about
like,
the
I
coal
want to go
miners
to
so
like
much.
the local coal mine and like find the guy who's like keeping them entertained down there. You know, like the funny one, the class clown.
Jackie, you know how people like celebrities go and like sing or perform for the army? Like, they go to a base. Let's go to a cave.
The only thing is like they would hate us.
I don't
You know
think
what I mean?
so. We're
No, I think they
fun-loving
would
gals.
like the fact that we appreciate them, but like if we did a live show for coal miners, like they would not want to watch that.
We would have to cater our material. We wouldn't do pop culture. We would do just like comedy. We're funny girls, like a Patreon episode.
Maybe. I think they would have to bring their wives.
Works for me.
Yeah. Vlog it.
100%.
100%.
Okay, what's the next one?
Next one is Miley's new song. That's pretty simple. Yikes. Do we like this new do we yikes the song or do we likes the song? I know Claudia's kind of yikes and I'm kind of likes. So I want to hear from everyone else.
I think yikes is like a strong word. I'm just not like loving the song. I like it. Like, I don't know. It's going viral on TikTok.
She always this is what worries me about Miley though. Like she always has a really strong single and then the rest is like
Everyone's loving it. Everyone's loving it. So that's good.
But she needs to find a way to like keep these momentum for an album. Like she kind of needs to pull a Beyonce and drop a whole album at one time because she keeps getting stuck.
No, but see, like I don't know if Miley really has like that powerful or big of a following when it comes to her music. I think a lot of people like her singles. A lot of people like her as a celebrity. They like following her on social media, things that she hosts. But like for Beyonce, like not everyone could just drop a whole album and have people literally die for it, listen to it in full multiple times a day. I don't think Miley could do that. Like, I think Miley needs that traditional, like old school, have a single, send it to radio, like that kind of old, antiquated way of releasing music. Like, Miley needs that. But you're right. Like, there's always momentum. And then the album comes and it's like, okay.
Yeah. People want me to make the coal miners a chili. They would love that because my chili's amazing.
I feel like we could do ASMR on this thing.
You go first.
Okay. Love the coal miners. Can you guys hear that?
Horrible.
Did it work? Like, did you hear my mouth moving?
No, I heard like what you were trying to whisper.
Okay, you go.
Coal miners.
Okay, no,
coal
that's
miners.
busting my ears. Don't do that anymore.
O'Reilly. Coal miners.
Auto perts.
Okay, let's just do the last one to move on to the next segment. Oh, okay. Ex-husbands. Claudia's making them into a likes, but are they a yikes?
I actually saw the most unhinged comment on YouTube that our conversation about ex-husbands, just me trying to be positive, was disgusting.
How so?
Not me trying to put a positive spin on a situation. Like, sorry, I'm a ray of sunshine.
I want to know, like, how was it disgusting?
That's like literally.
They just said Claudia's comment is disgusting.
Yeah, this combo was disgusting. We did kind of go viral on TikTok with that clip, and people were like, honestly, like, thank you so much. Like, people really do like see this, like, especially a young divorce, they see it as like a failure. And I just wanted to like let them know, like, it's not a failure.
Maybe they thought it was disgusting because you were promoting cigarettes.
But cigarettes are cool. Like, haven't we been over this?
Yeah, but they're very like canceled. Cigarettes have been canceled,
Yeah, they have, but I don't
but
care.
so have most great things.
The best things in life are canceled. They're not free.
Also, they might have said it was disgusting because, like, you're kind of and I don't think this way. I'm just trying to understand, like, why she could say such a thing. Because it's like, destroying, like, the sanctity of marriage to, like, make it so flippant.
Oh, okay. Like, don't be all religious on me. Like,
No, and it's like, the divorce already happened. You're not telling people to go out and marry people just to divorce them. Like, you're just trying to, like I'm sure when the person got married, they took it seriously and hoped it would be their one and
of
only.
course. Yesterday, I was literally being like Alec Baldwin on that episode of Friends when he's like toxically positive. Like, well, excuse me for trying to put a positive spin on a situation. No, he says, well, excuse me for trying to put a positive spin on a long car ride after he calls the Long Island Expressway a concrete miracle. It is.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of always being toxically positive, like, trying to understand why Tom Brady would keep playing football.
Right.
Trying to understand people. No one wants to understand anymore. It feels like nobody wants to understand.
We are constantly craving an understanding of people, humanity, and society, and we're constantly brutally rebuffed.
It kind of sounds like that girl needs a cigarette.
100%. So that was Yikes or Likes, one of my favorite things to do on the planet. And now we're going to dive into the next segment, which is what? The
But
Six
by the
Story
way,
Award?
I think the thesis of Yikes or Likes here is like we're pretty much on the polls. There was nothing that caught me off guard.
Yes, no, I feel like it's really important for us to do Yikes or Likes just to know if like we're ever like
So off.
so off base, you know?
Yeah. No, but there was not something that we've like completely yikes that is a likes and vice versa.
Right. So next is my favorite segment because I came up with the name and I think it's like literally the best name of all time called the Six Story Award, which is a
Because by the
story that
way, it's sports.
it's it's basically Jackie and I choosing a story to talk about from this last week in pop culture that wasn't, titillating enough to make onto the Fast Five, but was interesting nonetheless. And if it's okay with you, Jackie, I'd like to go first.
Please do, because you're first on the outline.
So my thing that I'm dying to talk about is the Glee documentary. I feel like there was a lot of hype for the documentary. I know a lot of people involved in Glee have actually spoken out against it, but then the documentary came out, and I feel like there wasn't like a lot of hype for it because I didn't even realize it had come out. Then some things started popping up on my TikTok, and I was gonna watch it, but then the vibe that I got from people's commentary and specifically this review that I'm going to read from was that it was horrible, especially because they were kind of insensitive about they're like the Glee curse, like so dumb. But it's like it's four was it four people? Three people
3.
literally lost their lives. And they said that like the documentary was actually kind of rude about not rude, but like the word they used was dehumanizing. Like it was kind of like inconsiderate. And that like the experts they had on, people from the show, like no one actually deeply involved in the show was cast. So I'm going to read this BuzzFeed review that I actually think made me not want to not watch it, and also I think did a good job of like pointing out the flaws. So they said that the series is notably lacking interviews with the creator Ryan Murphy and any other major producers or any members of the cast. The series features interviews with Glee's former director of photography, hair department head, set decorator, art decorator, and location manager. Roles that, while crucial to the production of a television show, hardly have authority over what happened when the stars went home. The series does include extensive interviews with Naya Rivera's father, and close friends of Corey Monteith's, like a former roommate and a friend from Vancouver. But the closest it gets to cast interviews is a former backup dancer and a few stand-ins. And I just feel like a backup dancer and a stand-in like really have no idea what the culture of a show is. One, because they don't spend like long amounts of time on set. They have like, an episode to shoot. And two, they're not involved in like the higher up, like what's going on, need to know information. The
Yeah.
other thing that I thought was interesting, which I'm going to read directly, the series' approach to the misfortunes of the cast is frequently dehumanizing. In The Price of Glee's first episode, every interview waxes philosophical on the cast's disorienting launch to notoriety. So I had even heard that like the show went as far as to not directly, but indirectly kind of blame Leah Michelle for Corey Monteith's death. Like that was like insinuated, not in any direct way, but always almost being like, well, maybe.
Well, so what I read that I was going to make a story, but then I was just like, no one of credibility is saying these things. It was like 7 things that we learned from the Glee
Right.
project show, whatever, and it was like
The
about
Glee project.
It was like about Corey Monteith's addiction that he was struggled with addiction way before he was ever cast on Glee. It was about how like a lot of people thought that like Leah Michelle and Corey Monteith made no sense.
Mhm.
And then it was also about Corey Monteith's relapse, which someone said, I heard he was at a party and someone said that he should have a drink. And he was like, no, I don't drink. And they were like, it's okay, you can have a drink. Like that it was like someone maybe on the show,
Mm.
but they didn't say who. They didn't nobody heard, he didn't hear the person say this. It's just like,
That's
what
like a
are these
major
sources? And the sources were like the executive producer's assistant.
that's such a major allegation. Like,
Yeah. It's
okay,
really weird that they would just like these are like not even secondary sources, tertiary sources. They're nothing. They're like rumors.
no, and it makes sense that like a huge part of the documentary content would be about Leah Michelle. You know, she was canceled. A lot of people came out, said she was rude. Um, and of course, like that deserves its own,
Yeah, no, let's make a
episode.
documentary because Leah Michelle was rude.
Right, but here's what the article ends with. The second episode, which highlights several crew members who died during Glee's run, spends more time talking about Leah Michelle's alleged attitude on set than about the worker conditions the show claims resulted in the crew member's death. So it's like I didn't even know that. That's so interesting. Like the conditions were not safe, and crew members. We know about the 3 castmates.
Yes, that's what
But
I saw also. Crew members died too, but then it was also like the lighting director's brother had a heart attack.
right, no, but so like, okay, maybe there's something there. Like the working conditions were not safe. But you're gonna spend the whole episode talking about Leah Michelle being like a diva.
It's all over the place. They're grasping at straws and it's fucking disrespectful.
It is, and when they announced that it was coming out, I was like, "I'm gonna watch it." And then Jenna Ushkowitz, toaster, and Kevin McHale, I think, who have a podcast together, they both said like nobody from the show, like from the core crew and cast, who was like involved in decision making, no one's really involved in it. So I don't even know what they're gonna say, but they can't really have that much information because they weren't really a part of the important squad. So
Yeah.
after they said that, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
It seems like a money grab, and it just seems like it's very delicate, because it talks about overdose and then Naya Rivera's really tragic death and like a lot of really kind of sensitive issues, and they kind of like bulldoze
Like
through it.
Mark Sailing,
Right, suicide.
child pornography.
They bulldoze right through it, like,
Yeah, I
and
feel like they had the idea for a documentary about the show that was a cultural reset, which is a good idea, and there is a bit of a curse associated with it. So let's do a documentary
yeah,
and explore it. And they didn't get anyone
credible.
notable or credible to be a part of it. They're grasping at straws, and it's like something that should have been like, you know what, we didn't get what we were looking for. Like this isn't a viable show.
Yeah,
Not like let's put out this piece of garbage.
yeah. It just I'm not surprised because what we found out about the documentary before it came out, like, made me think it was gonna be a piece of trash, but there's definitely something there. It could have made for a good documentary, but also I think everyone involved in the show is, like, not willing to speak out. Because if they were making a documentary, it's Discovery Plus, like, why wouldn't, Ryan Murphy and, I also think, like, I feel like Glee, we all know now, like, the curse, whatever, but I feel like not enough is said about Glee's, like, cultural importance. Like, it really was, like, at the time, like, one of the most important shows. Like, that's also an interesting angle to take on the documentary, like, how it literally was out here changing lives.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it was a big nothing burger and, like, a big stink fest, and that's my 6th story.
Great. My sixth story, I didn't really have one because I do pick the stories and it's only been 2 days and there was nothing that I didn't choose that I wanted to talk about. But it was just like this little moment from Selena, who we're talking about every day now, where she was live with her sister after the Golden Globes. Yeah. And I guess people have been commenting on her weight and her looks, like so annoying. And she responded and she was like smiley and she was like, I'm a little bit big right now. And it
What a
just
way to
like
phrase it.
it made me like both like sad and but also like not happy that she was just like, I don't care.
Owning
Like,
it.
yeah, like as opposed to just like seeing these things, not saying anything. She's doing a live and like that's all anybody's saying. And I'm sure she's reading it. Like, it just like, I thought it was cool of her to just be like, yeah, I'm a little bit big right now. But
Yeah,
it
no,
also
and she
made me
was like,
sad that like she even has to address it. That I feel like she's one of those celebrities that like people notice when she gains 1 pound, 2 pounds, loses
yeah,
1 pound, 2 pounds. Selena's too skinny. Selena's
yeah.
big right now. And it just like it made me like more so sad that like she goes live and that's what people have to say. Like she was at the Golden Globe. She looks amazing. She has so much going on.
No, and it's like it should be the night that like she's so so proud of. Like, she's a part of this show that got nominated, and like she came from the Disney Channel. Like, it's a huge accomplishment.
And she's like with her little sister who's then like also seeing these comments. But I really liked her response too. But
Me too.
it made me sad because I feel like she shouldn't have to say anything.
And I just have to say, I quite literally met Selena Gomez a month ago, and I never saw a more beautiful, stunning person in my life.
So true. Thanks, Selena. I love olives.
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
That's one of my new favorite quotes.
People are so mean. Like, I was actually thinking about this on my way home from the toast today. Like, the fact that we like still live, and everyone is so like, internet is like so policed. Everything is so PC. You can't say anything. But the fact that like people are still out here commenting on people's weight, like, why hasn't that been canceled? Like, I'm here for that.
I mean, it is cancelable. Like, if you're a public figure and you say some crap, like, you're done.
Yeah, I guess. But like, the fact that people do it, like, imagine literally caring about someone else's body. Like, couldn't it be me?
Yeah, and like she's a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Like,
Yeah.
imagine like being so in touch with someone else's body that like you notice if they, ate well over the holidays.
Right, no, and it's like we love to see that. Like, Selena was out with her friends. She was probably like drink. Oh no, she doesn't drink. She was probably like eating and just like being happy and not giving
I
a
think she
fuck.
said something about having like eaten well over the holidays.
It's the holidays. Who didn't?
Literally.
Relatable.
Are you ready for our next segment, which is our final segment before we wrap up? And it's our peak and pit of the week. So let's start with the positive. Claudia, what has been your peak of this week?
I actually realized today I made a TikTok about it. I don't know if anyone saw. Like, it's literally has no views. How I'm kind of entering my block
Oh, I
era.
saw it. It didn't do well. I thought that's like, I wanted to use the audio.
I'm entering my block era. Everyone's entering eras. They're like, I'm in my flop era. I'm in my, iconic era. I'm in my block era. I don't know what has come over me, but like the way I will no longer be accepting any sort of negative comments. And whether you meant to be negative or like maybe if it was like a little shady, I don't fucking care. I'm blocking you. I feel like influencers and like people with platforms, like you have to take criticism. And it's like your criticism is so fucking rude. No, actually, I'm no longer accepting criticism. Declined. I'm in my block era. Like I am blocking everyone. I'm protecting my peace. This is my year of saying yes. And I feel like blocking, like for a while was like frowned upon. It's like you can't take any criticism. No, I can't. Okay. So I'm blocking you. Bye, bitch.
No, and it's like, this is my space of the internet. I don't need your garbage. If I like, there are open forums where you could say what you want and like everyone says what they want, but like, this is my little corner. It's like coming into my room and taking a shit. No, take a shit in your own room or in the common room, but you're not going to do it in my room.
No, but I'm also like, even if you like, I'm looking really deep into people. Like if somebody left a comment that was like, really respectful, but it shows a line of thinking that's so unhinged. I don't want you on my platform. Like if you're saying something like, actually, I disagree. I think that like, even if the person who was like, ladies, like I love you, but like your comments on divorce were disgusting. She said it really nice, but you're deeply unwell and I don't want you on my platform. Like I'm going deep. I'm getting psychological in my block era.
Great. I'd love that for you. Go all in.
Thank you. That's my pit. Like this new kind of way of thinking.
I think it aligns with your toxic positivity.
Yes.
So that's totally fine by me.
Blocked.
My peak of this week is that I got my first car. I got a loaner car from GM and Cadillac.
Amazing.
And it came today. And I've never obviously had my own car before because I got my license 2 days
You're
ago.
a 16-year-old.
I'm a 16-year-old. Like, I just want to run into my car and just like do it from the car. I'll take calls from the car. I want to do all my stories from the car. It's just been really wonderful and freeing.
You've been looking so good, like the lighting in the car with the sunshine. It's everything.
I know, but what I realized is I push my seat up so close to the steering wheel to reach the gas that I actually miss out on some of the good lighting because it's like there's not enough room for the sun to hit me. I got to move back for stories.
You got to lean back for your stories.
Yeah.
So are you just like walking around town like with your key ring, like swirling it around your finger, asking anyone if they need a ride?
Yeah, and I think everyone needs a ride.
I mean, you're going to pick me up at the airport the next time I come?
How frightening. No.
Do you drive on the highway?
I did once with my driving teacher, but I won't until I'm like very, very comfortable. Like until I've, phased out of just the regular roads.
Yeah. No. Okay. So you won't be picking me up from the airport because you got to take the highway.
No.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Pit.
Oh my God. I haven't even told this story. So when me and Ben were leaving San Francisco, we took the red eye. Red eyes are like kind of everything. I was really against it, but then it was like so the right decision. It's 5 a.m. I had checked a bag because I was away for a whole week. I will do anything to not check a bag, but it was unavoidable. And Ben lifts my bag off the carousel and literally like the zipper was completely broken. My bag was like fully open for everyone to see. So I took a picture of it and I went home. And I'm like, oh, great. Like, I'm going to get like a travel credit or like the bag. I literally just got the bag a year ago. I bought it at the mall by your house. So I'm like being a Karen. I'm like doing live chat with this United rep. And I got a rep with like such a bad attitude. And I'm always nice on customer service. That's how you get what you want. I'm so nice. I'm like, hi, Trina, how are you? How are you doing? How's everything? Um, and she literally was so rude. She was not giving me anything. I'm like, you literally broke this suitcase is brand new. I have a receipt. I bought it from Bloomingdale's, $700 suitcase. So I'm like, I just like to be reimbursed. You can either give me like a travel credit or a check. And you know those TikTok videos? It's like, here's what to do the next time United like breaks your bag, damages your bag. I literally wrote copy and paste with that girl, Erica. I'm a lawyer. I follow Erica and she reads the fine print, so I don't have to. I copied verbatim what she said. I'm like, I actually know that the Department of Transportation and United's bylaws say that you will that the passenger is owed up to $3,800 if their bag is delayed or damaged, and I would like my check, please. I'll only need 700, not 3,800. She was like, that's only for delayed bags. I'm like, I'm literally reading the bylaws as we speak. And so I said, ma'am, I was still trying to be nice. I'm like, ma'am, I mean no disrespect, but like, can I talk to someone else? Because I don't feel like we're communicating well. And I'm
We're
sensing
not
an attitude.
connecting.
I said, I'm
We're not
sensing an
connecting.
attitude. She
What'd she
literally
say?
she never responded. I was
Mm.
it was so frustrating because like customer service is always frustrating, but like I was justified. You can't just break my bag and then offer me nothing. She said, she was like, okay, you have to go back to the airport. That was the only way I was going to get my money. I'm like, bitch, I will FaceTime you right now. Like, I'm not lying. I have the
You
ticket bag
said,
number.
bitch better have my money.
I want my money now. So I got nothing. Nothing.
Damn. Well,
Like that's
my
just no, I'm sorry. I'm not done. That's just
oh,
like common sense. Like you break it, you buy it. Like you literally broke my bag. I didn't break it. And it's a new bag and it wasn't overstuffed.
it's a new bag.
It was so frustrating, like just getting my property like damaged and then everyone telling me to like fuck off and like I'm in the wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Newark. Okay, bitch.
that's so you to go hang around Newark.
Yeah, no, like I have nothing else to do. She was like, well, why didn't you go to the counter at the room at the hospital at the airport? I'm like, first of all, it was 5 a.m. Airports don't open till like 7. There was no counter. I'm like, I just got off a red eye. You want me to go sit and fucking complain about my bag, bitch? No.
Hmm. I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's not a big deal, but like in the grand scheme of the world from the Big Bang Theory, like it's just a bag. But it's just frustrating to have like your personal property damaged and then everyone telling you like you're crazy for asking for them to pay for it. A
Yeah,
multi-billion-dollar company.
yeah. She was gaslighting you.
And I was sensing an attitude. Okay, sorry. What's your pitch?
My pit is parking lots. I tried to park today for the first time by myself. Every other time that I've parked, someone has been with me to be like, cut left,
Right.
turn right. And it was a disaster, worse than I could have ever anticipated without like damaging the car. Like it
Thank
was,
God.
it
Because
didn't
it's a
even occur to me.
loaner. What happens if you damage the loaner?
They didn't even like mention it because like who the fuck would damage a loaner in a week?
A moron. I mean, who gives a loaner to a 12-year-old? Sorry. Like,
Some really amazing corporate girlies. But it's been like it was really bad. So I might actually text my driving instructor and ask him to do like an hour of lessons of parking because he taught me how to park for the test so that I would pass the test, but not
yeah.
like how to park, it was an empty parking lot. Like what if between cars I drove around the parking lot for 5 minutes looking for like a space that had two empty so I could have some buffer room. Like I literally would have parked in the back. Like I was looking ideally for a space I could drive right up into, but I didn't get any of that. Instead, I just fucking blew it. So I was literally going to go home.
No, can I tell you how I've gotten into one accident in my life? Jackie was in the driver's seat being very distracting, playing Dancing in the Mirror, singing in the shower over the summer a few years ago. Like I took her to the grocery store. She was being so loud, taking videos of herself. I pulled in really low key, pulling into just a regular parking spot that's like vertical, but has two cars like next to you is so challenging. I sideswiped the shit out of this old lady's Cadillac and she was so nice. She didn't care. She like wiped it and she was like, you're fine. But like there was major damage done to both my car and hers. It was so traumatizing. It's really like it's harder than like driving on the freeway.
Yeah. No, it is. Like I like driving. I don't like parking. I need to find a grocery store with valet.
You need to move to LA. Everywhere you go has valet.
Yeah. So that was humbling.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
we only have 1 minute left, and I do have to go, so it's time for our final segment. What should we name this episode when we post it?
I saw
Drop it
somebody
in the comments.
suggested, cigarettes and olives, which I really liked.
Oh, that's cool, but I feel like it doesn't sum up the spirit of the episode.
No, and I forgot what we spoke about because I was so busy, like, trying to focus on being good and not letting my hair, brush up against my microphone because it makes that annoying static sound. Um, cottage cheese and coal miners.
I love that. That's so us.
Drop in a comment in the live stream about what you want us to. Oh, is Olivia okay? Blocking bread. That's it. That's it.
Blocking bread. Yeah, that's cute.
Okay, so far I haven't seen anything better. So blocking bread. I'm sorry. Like we have it. What are we doing?
Yeah. Okay, good. Because I got to go. It's 6 o'clock. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is something that we definitely want to do again. This was so much fun. And I think everyone else had fun too, based on the liveliness of the comment section.
So thanks for being patrons. We love you guys dearly. I am now going to try and figure out how to end the live. So just give me a second. Oh, end stream. All right. Love you guys.
Love ya. Bye.